Forget Jeff Bezos, forget Elon Musk. The richest human being to ever walk this earth lived over 700 years ago, and his name was Mansa Musa. Born in the 13th century and shrouded in gold, legend, and power, Musa I of Mali turned a West African kingdom into one of the wealthiest and most powerful empires the world has ever seen. This is the incredible story of the king whose fortunes shook economies and whose legacy still echoes across continents. Mansa Musa was born around 1280 AD into the royal Keita dynasty of the Mali Empire. He ascended the throne in 1312 AD under unexpected circumstances, not by conquest or civil war, but through royal appointment when the previous ruler, Mansa Abu Bakr II, embarked on an ocean expedition and never returned. When Musa took power, Mali was already a rising force, but under his leadership, it reached unimaginable heights. He expanded the empire's territory to cover parts of present-day Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, Nigeria, Chad, and Mauritania, stretching over 2,000 miles. What made his reign extraordinary wasn't just the land, but what lay beneath it. Mali was home to some of the richest gold mines in the world, and at the time, gold was money. With complete control over the gold and salt trade routes, Mansa Musa effectively became the richest man in recorded history. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca, a journey that would not only change his empire, but the world's perception of Africa forever. Everywhere he passed, Egypt, Cairo, Medina, he distributed gold lavishly. It's reported that in Cairo alone, he gave away so much that he caused hyperinflation, crashing the value of gold for a full decade. His generosity and grandeur made headlines in Europe, prompting mapmakers to include him on the famous Catalan Atlas in 1375. Seated on a throne of gold, holding a golden staff with a golden crown. This pilgrimage wasn't just for faith, it was PR. He returned with architects, scholars, and artisans who helped turn cities like Timbuktu and Gao into vibrant centers of Islamic learning, trade, and culture. So how rich was he? Estimates vary, but many agree that Mansa Musa's wealth would eclipse all modern billionaires. Adjusted for inflation and economic comparison, his net worth is often estimated at over $400 billion, possibly more than double Elon Musk's or Jeff Bezos's peak wealth. But here's the thing, Mansa Musa's wealth wasn't just about personal riches. It was tied to the economy of a continent. He controlled the production, distribution, and pricing of the world's most valuable resource at the time, gold. After Mansa Musa's death around 1337, his empire began to slowly decline. His successors, including his son, Mansa Musa, lacked the leadership, vision, and political power to maintain what he had built. Internal rivalries and external pressures began to fracture the unity of Mali. The lucrative trade routes shifted, new powers rose in the region, and by the 15th century, the once great Mali Empire started crumbling under the weight of corruption, invasion, and division. European colonization would come centuries later, wiping out much of the documented African history, but Mansa Musa's impact had already shaped the world. Mansa Musa left behind a legacy of architecture, education, and global influence. Under his rule, Timbuktu became a hub of knowledge, boasting one of the earliest universities in the world, Sankore University. His story reminds us that Africa was never a dark continent. It was once home to some of the richest, most advanced, and most powerful civilizations, and Mansa Musa was living proof. Even today, his name inspires documentaries, hip-hop lyrics, and books. He is the ultimate symbol of African excellence and economic dominance. So next time you hear about tech billionaires racing to space, remember the man who once controlled half the world's gold and gave it away like water. Mansa Musa, the richest man to ever live, a king, a pilgrim, a legend. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Untold History.